When you think of comic book shops, what do you usually think about the people who go there? Do you picture this guy?
Mr. Simpson will now be autographing 8x10 glosses of Poochie. One per customer.
Or probably even these guys?
Need it?
A lot of people may think this, but have never actually been to a comic shop. Well, let's go check one out. This is 8th Dimension Comics and Games, located on the northwest side of Houston and is one of the best comic shops in town. That's me, Noah Stewart, and this is where I work. Now let's go take a look inside. Tons of customers come to the shop on a daily basis, whether it's to play games, get some new figures, and especially on Wednesdays, which is when the new comic books hit the shelves.
Secret Wars, yeah!
One of the best parts about local shops is interacting with other fans. Comic fans are really excited about what they like, and here they get to talk to other people who are just as excited as they are. But don't just take my word for it. Let's talk to some of the people who run the shop. What is your name?
My name is Jeremy Bullock.
I'm Annie Bullock. I'm co-owner and director of marketing for 8th Dimension Comics and Games.
Hi,
What's your name?
Sam.
Sam. One of the best ways to find out what the general vibe of 8th Dimension is to ask the owners how the store was founded.
In college, I played a lot of role-playing games with other nerds. Specifically, there was a live-action role-playing game we played for Vampire the Masquerade, where everyone was standing around in like white makeup, trench coats, smoking clove cigarettes, pretending to be all goth. And one of my closest friends from those days went and got a grown-up job and became a computer programmer for NASA. I went on to work in various comic shops all around Houston, managing several stores. Then after about a decade of doing that, we decided to open up our own place. The two of us partnered up with my wife, who's also the world's biggest comic nerd. I actually met her when she worked at a comic shop.
Jeremy and I had both worked in comics retail for a long time. We had managed other stores for years before we opened our own place, and we learned a lot and were interested in we wanted to strike out on our own and see what we could do.
When 8th Dimension opened its doors in 2011, they didn't want to be just a comic book shop. They wanted to be part of the community.
Well, all of us had shopped at various comic shops. 2/3 of us had worked at comic shops before. And we wanted to make the sort of store that we wanted to shop at. We wanted to be the store that does stuff. That was something very important to all of us. So whether it's our partnership with the Alamo Drafthouse, where we set up a little pop-up shop for various screenings of events, or sponsoring Dungeons and Dragons events up at the store. We even had a bunch of Girl Scouts come up here and work on their comic book merit badge. We're always doing something here at the shop, and to us that was important. That was something that we really wanted to stress to make us different from a lot of the other stores around town.
But we're here to build a community. There are a lot of people who like these things and are into this, but it's still not the majority of people necessarily. And it's nice to go to a place where people are into the things you're into, and you can meet people and make friends, not just the staff, but customers meet each other just talking in the shop about a book or coming to an event or something like that, and become friends. That's that's always fun, but it really is just about building that community and bringing good entertainment to people.
Now, if you're part of the female audience and you've never been to a comic shop, I wouldn't blame you for thinking something like this might happen.
Why are they staring?
Who cares? Just soak it in.
But thanks to shops like 8th Dimension, and lots of other places, comic shops are becoming a more welcome environment to all genders.
Well, comics used to be a creepy boys club. The stereotype that you see on like The Simpsons or Big Bang Theory of creepy unwashed guys in their mom's basement, that has luckily largely died out. Our demographic is a lot of young families and pretty much equally split amongst men and women. The days of what's a girl doing in a comic shop? She must be here to buy something for her boyfriend. That is so stupid. And while some shops do sort of tenaciously cling to those old, outdated ideas, that's not us. It's never been us, never will be us. And not just because one of our owners, is a woman.
It's not that there were no women reading comics, because there have always been women reading comics, but sometime in the 70s or so, this myth began that comics are for boys. Before that, they were marketed to boys and girls equally, and so that's kind of a weird recent development that people now just take as, oh, that's how it's always been. Since the dawn of time, girls just didn't like comics for some reason. And it's not true. So there are still shops like that. A lot of them have been around since those days and just never updated themselves. They can be kind of grotesque still, and they are openly hostile to women, and just make you feel gross and weird and be stared at, and that's
not okay.
no, it's not okay. No one should feel like that. You shouldn't do that at all.
I think there's always been a large female audience. There just hasn't been as vocal of an audience as there is lately. Thanks to the internet and thanks to like websites like the Mary Sue, women are having a bigger voice in comics, and that's getting more women into comics because they're like, hey, other girls are into this, and I don't have to be afraid that I'm like a weirdo anymore.
Comic books are for everybody, of every gender and every age. And as one of our longtime regulars can tell you, comic books are for the whole family. What is your name?
Dustin Kennerson.
Dustin Kennerson? How long have you been shopping here, Dustin?
About 3 years, going almost 3 years now.
Jeez. And something crazy happened a couple weeks ago. Do you want to tell that story?
Yeah, great news. Happy to say I have a baby girl, a daughter, born about several weeks ago when we were finally released from the hospital. I just happened to notice it was Comic Book Wednesday. I just thought, she was released from the hospital. I noticed my books were in, so instead of taking her home or family, I thought, let's go get my comic books. And my thought process was, how awesome is this? I get to, I know she's an infant baby, but my thought was getting my books and reading to my daughter. It was really good. And getting to introduce her to y'all, that was awesome. Here's my daughter. I've been coming here for years. I kind of view y'all as great friends. So introducing y'all to my daughter, and her first road trip was a comic book store, so that's a win for Dad.
That's actually my favorite part about the comic book fan community. We're like a family. We get together on a weekly basis, we talk about what we think is cool, we're even at a table sometimes.
It's pretty much my favorite place ever.
Favorite place ever?
Yeah, even when I'm not working, I'm here, just hanging out.
So don't be scared or intimidated to visit your local comic shop. Read what you like. Find something cool you didn't even know about. And even make some great friends.
Comics are for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're 60-year-old or 6 years old, gay or straight, black or white. There's so many cool things out there. And in a given week, there's 80 to 120 new comics that are coming in. You're not going to like them all, but there's going to be something on that rack for you. Something that you think is cool.